today I'm going to talk with the fasting pharmacist, guys. And I'm going to do it in just 1 second. I just want to let you guys know that when I recorded it, it recorded her on the big screen and only me in the little corner, so it's not split screen. But it's just a great interview. I can't wait for you guys to see it. Leave me some comments appreciating it. Her channel will be linked in the description. Get over there and subscribe, guys. She's in the middle of a journey down 51 pounds. Here's what she had to say. So, guys, today, you guys know me. I'm C-Dub, and I'm here with a special guest. And I'm sitting down with an interview with the fasting pharmacist weight loss journey. How are you doing today, Jewel?
Hey, Chris. I'm doing awesome. Thanks so much for having me.
If you guys don't know, she has a YouTube channel. You got to go over there and check it out. Hit that subscribe button for us. But it's an interesting situation because we all come from fasting in a different, way. And I know that you came through, I believe, Cole. Is that correct? And watching the snake diet. Is that right?
Yeah. A few of Cole's biggest gurus, biggest followers that are now kind of bigging themselves into the snake diet of Cole Robinson, Lawrence Malchap, snake diet Sasha. The phone call I had with Lawrence Malchap was the reason I started the snake diet, but that's kind of how I got started with snake dieting. There was also a channel called A Healthy Alternative. I think that might have been the first mind-blowing feeling I saw when I was like, oh, wow, I've never tried this yet,
So that's the interesting question. So you, being a pharmacist, that means you've had some kind of standard education in my dad's a pharmacist, as you know, in the medical field. So you have an understanding of stuff that I guess somebody like me would not understand. And yet a lot of people in your peer group don't think fasting is a positive thing. How did somebody outside of your peer group influence you to kind of look at it differently?
Well, as much hate as Cole Robinson gets, I like to consider myself an open-minded person. I am a healthcare professional. I'm in the medical field. And all I do and see all the time is meet one after the other person who is just struggling with obesity. And then it was becoming me. I'm age 46. I had found myself where I ended up being 100 pounds overweight and thought, this is just getting worse. And it seemed like everything I tried wasn't working. So out of my own desperation, along with all the people that I take care of all the time as patients, this obesity epidemic and crisis was just mind-blowing. So out of my own continual lifetime pursuit since childhood of trying to lose weight, something came across my YouTube feed, as they do sometimes randomly, just the same way somebody found you or me. And A Healthy Alternative came about, and I saw a story about somebody trying fasting. And I was mesmerized, and I watched it, and I thought, wow. And then once I started really studying Cole Robinson's channel, I was listening, picking apart every single thing he said medically, where I'm kind of auditing all the time. When somebody talks about electrolytes, when somebody talks about labs or carbs or keto or calories or anything he talks about, he might be using a lot of foul language that's crude and offensive, but I'm sitting there listening all the time like, does any of this make sense? And everything that Cole Robinson said made a lot of medical sense, where I was like, oh my God, he's right. I was like, type 2 diabetes is a scam, he was saying so many things about metformin, and I just couldn't find anything wrong with what he was saying. I understand that he has an offensive character to him, but that's how he's selling himself, just the same way Donald Trump got elected, If somebody acts like a jerk, they get attention, but man, they make things happen, and that's what he's doing. So I listened to him, and I just start to weed out the swearing and try to absorb the message. And as I'm listening, I know that his medical content, to me, is just about right on.
Yeah, he's interesting. I watched a few seconds of him, and well, not a few seconds. I've seen a few videos, and it's weird because I think he has that like in your face kind of coach's mentality, and I think I was a lot like him when I was younger, and I think the PC of the world and being in the school system has calmed me down to a point where I don't do it as much anymore, or I don't do it at all on my channel. but I do think I've got no problem with him. I think, if anything, he makes me laugh. I know it's a little bit of a side note, but there's a fitness guy out there. His name's Papa Swolio, and I watch him all the time because he makes me laugh. He cusses all the time. He's hilarious. You should check his channel out if you want a good laugh. But he talks, he's not about fasting, it's just about fitness. But anyways, I want to get back into it. So you're in this situation where you're getting obese and you're like, I want to do something about it. And you saw the channel, but was there a point in which you were like, I have to do this, I have to get going? And what was that light bulb moment that made you decide fasting is the answer?
It was Lawrence Malchap. Almost like there's this little thing in my family where it was like, never tell a Jackson they can't do something, like, because watch out, you know? And I talked to Lawrence Malchap on the phone. We were in the same fitness Facebook group, and I always saw his post about the snake diet, and I was watching him. He's lost 160 pounds, you know, and I just was so inspired by him, but I thought he was kind of crazy, you know, and he was telling me about all the things you have to do to be a part of the snake diet motivation page, and a lot of it, like, includes posting pictures of yourself, showing all your fat from 3 angles, and 3 different poses, bra and underwear, or no shirt for the men, or bikini, whatever. But anyways, I was reaching out to him one day to be like, hey, because on Messenger I was asking him information about the snake diet, and he's like, why don't you call me? Well, I think he thought I wanted coaching, which I didn't, and I didn't really understand anything much about the snake diet. I didn't know what he was talking about, so we kind of got into this heated discussion, and I think it was just a big misunderstanding. But in the long run, now I understand what he meant. At the time I didn't. I was really kind of offended, but now I understand what he meant. I just didn't know. I thought, I'm not going to send naked pictures of myself to somebody to start a diet. I just didn't get what he was saying. But I just completely misunderstood. But that day, a few days later, he was like, hey, I think he said something like, if you think you're above posting pictures on this group, because I was like, well, I work with the public, and I'm a pharmacist, and I'm a professional in a professional career, and I can't put bra and underwear pictures on the internet, and I just can't, and he was just like, if anyone thinks they're above doing that, it's just, this is not for you, and Cole Robinson would never allow it, and I think I was so, like, pissed that I was like, he just told me he doesn't think I can do it, or he's just telling me that I think I'm too good for him, or I'm too good for this, and I just thought, once you take those accountability photos and press send, it's like, that's it. It was all over. I'm like, I'm doing this now, and then I started connecting with Snake Diet Sasha. I was sending her my weight every single morning. I've been sending her photos of myself, my accountability photos. I got started, and man, did things just take off quickly. And now I'm down 51 pounds. And it's not going perfectly. I have my days where things happen. I have my holiday events, and I have my events where things can go wrong. But man, 51 pounds in my life I have never, ever done. I've tried, Weight Watchers a number of times, but I never, ever have lost 51 pounds this simply and easily. So that's where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to lose 100 pounds, and I'm going to document it, and I'm going to make a YouTube channel. So here I am.
Yeah, well, it's funny. I actually, when I first started losing, I thought the same thing. I'm like, I should do a YouTube channel. And I don't know if you saw my video when I was big. Did you ever see that one? It's in my list. I posted
your videos. I love your channel. So
yeah, there's one in there. I forgot the name of it right now, but I'm big in the video. I'm gonna redo it and talk over top of it. But I'm telling you how I'm gonna lose weight. And I never posted it. And then after I lost weight, I was like, I'll do the channel now. But so I think it's gutsy. You and Mika and people that are in the middle of their journey to just get up here and say, look at me and I'm wide open. I think it takes a lot of guts. So I commend you for that. And I think that's amazing. And 51 pounds is definitely nothing to sneeze at. Do you feel better?
I feel amazingly better. And before I move on about feeling better, let me talk about Mika.
Yeah.
Is actually the reason I did start my channel. Because for like months I thought, I think I could help people with a YouTube channel. I'm not afraid. I'm not shy. I could do it. I speak all day to the public with my job, and we talk about really embarrassing things all the time, and that's what I do. I talk about uncomfortable things with people about health. And I'm easy to talk to, and I can talk about just about anything. And I thought, I'm willing to show my fat. I'm willing to show who I am and say I screwed up, and that, yeah, I got 100 pounds overweight, and now I'm doing something about it and taking responsibility for my own life, and I'm a good personality for this kind of thing. And so many people I meet are like, I wish I would have documented my journey of when I was so overweight from day one. They're like, I wish I would have done that. So Nika was a huge influence on me. Same with Sunkissed Keto, Joy and Michelle. I text them, sort of like you're friends with Reggie, Reg Edited. I love her too. But I text with Keto Sunshine Girls. I'm sorry, Sunkissed Keto. I keep getting their name mixed up. With Joy, I text with her, how are you doing today? Are you having a good day? And we go back and forth. Like, we could talk for hours. But yeah, like, it's amazing. The YouTube community is growing, and it's just helping. These are real people supporting each other. We're not in it to try to, like, get money out of each other or something like that. This is actually, like, I'm happy to hear when you're doing good. You're probably happy to hear when I'm doing good. When Nika's doing awesome, I'm feeling great. You know, my coach Corey that I had from Always 100, me and him used to talk about Nika's videos once a day, and say, oh, did you hear what happened? You know, like, it was almost like, what do you think she should, we would talk about her situation seriously and be like, what do you think she would have done? Or, oh, when she went to all those fast foods, let's add up all the calories she had. Like, those were learning tools for us. You know, my coach Corey was a tremendous amount of help. His channel's called Fasted Physiques, and he's going to be doing a cut, by the way. He's no longer my coach, but we still keep in touch. And he does want to see me get my 100 pounds down and also, you know, do well with my healthy wage contest. I'm in an online bet right now, and we can get to that in a bit. But anyways, going back to your original question, how do I feel? I feel a lot better. You know, on those pain scale, like when the nurse comes in and says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much pain are you in? I was at a 10 with my foot pain for plantar fasciitis. And the two risk factors were, do you stand on your feet and are you overweight? Yeah, both. I'm almost at like a 1 out of 10 now, or almost zero pain from 51
That's
pounds.
amazing.
Yeah, 51 pounds. Like, hello, for all the people that I talk to, they're like, I have foot pain, I have knee pain, I have hip pain, I have back pain. I want to be like, you know, you're 150 pounds overweight. What would happen if you were your goal weight? Like, they probably have zero pain. But they just keep taking more pills, you know?
Well, that's kind of how, you know, the medical industry's set up, you know? I mean, it really is. But it's funny, my dad also is a pharmacist, as you know, and he absolutely, positively says that pharmacy is the hardest job on the planet. He is like, you have no idea. When you come to a pharmacist and you're like, I need my prescription now, he's like, you have no idea how much we have on our plate, how hard it is to be on your feet 12-hour shifts, how ball-busting, excuse my language, that the actual pharmacy is. Yeah. So, you know, yeah, I know. I mean, I lived with him for a long time, but he's kicking butt, too. He's down to the same weight he got out of the military from doing OMAD. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
I mean, 72 years old, and he's at 157 pounds for the first time since he left the military. But enough about me. Back to you. Yeah, so that you're down 51, which means you're obviously at 49, more to go. So
you got to get to 100, and I'm going to get to 100.
Oh, I know you will.
Sometimes I have rough days, man.
We all do. So what do you do any exercising, or is it just fasting?
Yes, I do. And if you watch my channel, you'll see at the beginning of me, I recorded myself exercising at 235 pounds.
I remember.
I'm 197 pounds.
All right.
44, and I'm 5'6" and 46 years old. So I want to get to 144, and I'm 197. I was 193 a week ago, but I did that Memorial Day thing, and I put on 4 pounds. And I don't think it's fat. You know how it is. It's probably water. But it'll be gone in a couple days if I can just be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Let's talk about exercise. I wear my Fitbit. I track my Fitbit steps. I talk to my sister a lot about my Fitbit steps, and my brother, and my friends, and my coworkers, and even my customers. Anyone I can say, oh, you've got a Fitbit. You know, like anyone. It's a conversation starter, because I'm always trying to push health at the pharmacy. I'm ringing them up for 10 medicines. Oh, how's your Fitbit today? You know, like, I try to spur them and encourage them. Like, oh, let's talk about your steps. It's just like something easy to talk about that's like, good job. You know, you walked here today, great job. You know, I try to talk about moving, but I am doing so good with my exercise. I'm doing better with exercise than I am with my food. Sometimes I'm great at exercise, or I'm amazing at the eating, stuff, but I have a difficult time doing both on the same day. So it's like I really white knuckle it for one, or I really white knuckle it for the other, but I'm not great at doing both. So that's where I have to just figure it out.
Yeah,
walking, hiking, wearing a weighted vest. Yeah.
That balance is difficult. Like today, I walked 20,000 steps,
Awesome.
and which is a little bit more than usual. And so, in the process of doing that, I also swam today too. A bunch of laps. And so, when it was time for me to eat, I definitely ate more than I normally would. So, I think that when you're active, that happens to you. You know what I mean? It's hard to stay very content with yourself when you're moving a lot, but I think moving a lot is so important. So I'm definitely glad. And you do talk about on your channel your steps and your sister's steps and compare and all that good stuff. So exercise is definitely.
Her is 51, and every single night she sends me her steps. And we get on the phone, and we're like, how many steps you at? And if I'm off from work that day, we'll talk. We'll do FaceTime a lot, kind of like you and I are right now. We'll talk video chat, and we're like, how many steps you at? It's like almost like a cute little competition. And she'll be like, well, I'm at 14,000. I'll be like, oh, I got to get outside. Hold on. We just laugh about it. It's fun. But it's just something to do, to get yourself moving, get off that couch.
Absolutely. It's hard. When you're obese, too, it's really hard to exercise. It is. But, all right, well, I know we've been talking for a minute. So what I really want to know before we get off here is I want to know what your advice is to somebody on my channel that just found me today and they turned on our interview and they're watching and they don't know what to do. What's your advice on how to get their self together and moving forward in a good direction?
Here's exactly what to do. The biggest thing I can recommend is baby steps and educating yourself. And you can educate yourself for free right here on YouTube. And find a handful of YouTube channels that you love, subscribe, and keep watching, because that's what really helped me. I committed to like 3 or 4 people I loved, including your channel, and I 5 or 6, and I religiously and faithfully keep watching them, and I even watch them while I'm walking now. At first, I wasn't really exercising, but find something you think you can do, and maybe don't go so drastic that you just fall off the deep end. So, for example, like maybe someone's not going to start out with OMAD or a 24-hour fast, but could they just start with cutting off their eating at 9 p.m.? Could they then squeeze it to 8 and go 3 days of that, or 7 days? If they're ready, go to 7 p.m. And I mean baby steps, because sometimes in my past, I went gung-ho so hard that I failed and I never thought about it again. I just said, I can't do it. But going slow and steady, I think, is the better way.
I totally agree with you. I think when you're overweight, you fail so much that you forget how to win. And if you can make little victories, you build your momentum back. And I say this, and it may not make sense, but I think you start to gain your soul back. And the more wins you get, the more your soul starts to move, and the more you start to feel like you're back again. And you gain yourself. I think all of us, when we're young, we have this special magic about us. And I know for me, I lost that magic. And I don't know when I lost it. I don't know how I lost it. But at some point, I found the magic again. And it sounds like you found your magic too. And it's baby steps that get you there.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be that difficult. I used to go and buy exercise equipment, join gym memberships, go and join expensive weight loss things, spend a lot of money on supplements or protein shakes, or just buying everything I could. And some of the wealthiest people in the world still, look at Oprah Winfrey, she's still not at her goal weight. And that's all she does is focus on this. So for some people, no matter what they're doing, they're still not getting to their goal weight. So you have to find what works for you, something that you actually like and enjoy, and try stuff. Just try it. And if 16-8 isn't working, try something else. If OMAD isn't working, try something else. If keto's not working, try something else. But don't just quit trying, Keep trying and keep educating yourself and connect with other people that are supportive of what you're doing. Don't be around the sedentary smoker and drinker and eating McDonald's all the time if that's bringing you down. You need to cut someone like that out of your life maybe and get into an environment maybe with healthy people. That's also a big influence right there.
Absolutely. Well, all right, guys. I appreciate it. You guys, I need everybody to leave the channel and go. It'll be linked down below. Go over to the Fasting Pharmacist Weight Loss Journey and subscribe for me, guys.